All right, welcome back to the channel. Bringing you something a little bit different today. This is my one of them AR-15s that is chambered in 22 cal. So this is actually kind of a unique gun. When I was a gun dealer back in the day, I put this together. So it's a hodgepodge of parts from the early 2000s. So this is a mega lower. This was made, I think, in Tumwater, Washington. Something like that. Mega Machine Shop, Tumwater, Washington. Yeah, so this is made up the highway from where I live. And the upper is Gwin uppers, like MGA arms or something like that. So this upper, at the time, the U.S. military was trying to figure out what they wanted for the SCAR program. And the FN SCAR ended up being the gun that won the contract. But at that time, it hadn't won the contract yet. They wanted a modular gun that you could do caliber changes on. So the guy that invented this is the guy that did the barrel change system in the M250 caliber machine gun that's mounted on everything. This has a quick release barrel system where you just open these out and then you can pull the barrel out, which I'm not going to do because the bolt's in it. But you can just pull the barrel out real quick, drop a 7.62 barrel or whatever, and then just lock it back down.
At the base of this mad scientist idea is their Mark 15 multi-caliber system. It's a rather unique upper and lower receiver set that allows you to quickly swap between barrels, gas systems, magazine wells, and a pretty broad spectrum of popular calibers and magazine types with only one serialized part at its core. This bit of wizardry begins with these two little levers underneath where the delta ring or the barrel nut would be in more common AR systems. Unlocking these allows you to pull the barrel apart and the gas system straight out of the front of the handguard. You can then replace it with your choice of caliber and swap the bolt to match. Lastly, you undo the trigger guard retainer, push the magazine release, and pull the magazine well out from the lower receiver and replace it with the requisite mag well. Then, voila, you have converted your 5.56 AR to 9mm that takes MP5 mags, or your 7.62 by 39 that takes AK mags.
His name is Mac Gwin, and he actually started a company called Gwin Firearms, and it became Bushmaster. So he designed the barrel system for the 50 BMG Bushmaster before it was Bushmaster. Ended up starting a company called Hydra, and this is the upper before it was Hydra. So the new Hydra system's probably a little bit different than this, but I bought this from him back a long time ago. I put a 16-inch barrel from Stag Arms in it, so this is a Stag barrel. I didn't need anything fancy. This is just my plinker, and then it has this brake. This brake actually works really good, and I have an A2 brake on one of my other ones. So I have a, I don't know, Target one, and this is my plinker. So this is not a dedicated 22. It's actually a 223, and I believe this is a Signer 22 conversion kit. So 22 conversion kits weren't really a thing back there then either. Ammo was cheap, nobody cared. So this is a drop-in system where you have this little thing that drops down into the barrel, and it effectively looks like a 223 casing, and it's what it is a short little rifle barrel, and then it has its own bolt. So you just drop it in, takes seconds to drop it in, and your gun converts to a 22. It's not very accurate because the barrel is 223 5.56, not 22 long rifle. So it's not the right twist, it's not the right diameter, but it's good enough for plinking and practicing. So if you want to do, whatever tactical drills and stuff, and this is all before airsoft and everything, you could convert it over to your primary weapon, over to a 22 long rifle, and go train with it.
Lock and load, Johnny!
It's got an ergo grip on it. It's got whatever, some kind of mil-spec cheap collapsing stock, and all this stuff was kind of done during the assault weapons ban era. That's where this gun dates back to. That's when I was a dealer. This was kind of cool back in the day. They put some I don't know, stippling or whatever you want to call it on the front here so that you could hold the front of the gun. It has a Picatinny rail on it, which most of my stuff doesn't because it's so old. So I put the night vision scope on there, And we got some raccoons that my mom has koi ponds that like to eat her koi, and so some raccoons might expire. I could definitely smoke them with the AR. Two great big raccoons. I think what I'm going to do just for fun is go out there with the flashlight and shoot him with my airsoft pistol. Bye. What I wanted to show you is if you want to shoot 22 long rifle and you live somewhere where noise is an issue. Back in the day when I was shooting nutrias, I found these super colibri or whatever they call these. What they are is a 22 long rifle casing with a 20 grain bullet on the end. And so there's no powder inside these things to my knowledge. It's just a primer. So they're not very powerful, but they are dead quiet. And so if you need to dispatch something at your house and you don't have an air gun available, my mom's rat dog is barking. Shut up! These are the 22 long rifle mags, and they won't cycle the gun because they don't have enough pressure to blow the bolt back on a semi-automatic, but they'll still cycle just fine. So you can see the cycling, and let's send one out. I don't have the scope on. Just sounds like an air gun. You want to get them out, you just have to cycle them out. And for some reason my extractor is probably too dirty or something and it doesn't want to extract them, but pretty cool. If you want to shoot a 22 long rifle at Pest or something in your yard and you can't shoot something loud, get some of these. They're amazing in little single shot guns. I have multiple single shot 22 long rifles that I kind of used as pest control guns. Got little red dots and stuff on them. You just stick one of these things in there and it's lights out. I had a bit of an obsession with super quiet kind of pest control for a while. I had another obsession with single shot 22s. My very first 22 when I was, I don't know, 10 years old or something. I still have it. It's shot, I'm not even kidding, probably the rifling shot out the end of it. I used to shoot it every day, basically a brick every day. Similar to this gun, it was a Harrington and Richardson gun. It's a blowback bolt, so you close it when it fires the bolt open. This one is a bolt action, obviously. This is a Sears and Roebuck Sears gun. Probably back in the day it was just mail ordered straight to the door from the Sears catalog back when America was America. And this is a Model 41. So this is a youth gun. So when you cock it, you actually have to pull that back. So if you cock it, it's not cocked until you pull that back. So it's kind of cool. And then you have to do that each and every time. There's no accidents. What's really cool about it is you can walk around, and that's why I liked it too. You can walk around with it loaded, you know, with one in the chamber, and then when it's time to shoot, you just pull it back and fire away. So I just put this little red dot sight on it and used to hunt with flashlights, and you just flashlight around and then just had this little cheap from NC Star little red dot on it, and you execute. The reason I extended this video because I wanted to shoot one of these out of this gun, because they didn't have powerful PCP. We had springers and stuff like that, but these things, these single shots with these long barrels on them and these 20 grains, they are amazing. Now it's hot. It just sounds like a PCP. And you got really good energy with this longer barrel. They shoot pretty legit. And then because it's a single shot, everything cycles perfectly. So if you need more power, and some of you may have seen this if you're into rimfire, the subsonic sniper rounds are one of my favorite rounds of all time. They don't shoot perfectly out of all barrels because they require a faster twist rate. But what it is a 22 short case with a 60 grain bullet on the end. So now you're starting to look like a 40 grain slug or something for an air rifle. Your normal 22 long rifle is a 40 grain slug, and this is a 60 grain slug on a short. So this one uses a long rifle case with a 20 grain, and this one uses a short case with a 60 grain. These have significantly more power, and they actually have a little bit of recoil, but they are still quiet because they're subsonic. I was shooting them with the night vision the other night out of the AR that I was just showing you. It was jumping around between 838 and 852. If you need to whack raccoons or something, this is where it's at. These things hit hard because they're 60 grain. Probably producing almost exact same energy as a 30 caliber PCP. My Maverick, I shoot 64 grain at right about 855 feet per second. So that's, I don't know, it's somewhere around 105 foot-pounds, I think. This is hot. I'm gonna pop one into the woods here. So quite a bit more zap to it, but it's not supersonic, so you don't get the supersonic crack. So if you have somewhere where, you know, you got some neighbors, but something like that's not gonna bug them, they're pretty awesome. And then it'll just eject the short cases out. They will feed into pistols and rifles that are semi-automatic. Some of them they might cycle, but because the lead is so long, sometimes they will have a hard time cycling because they don't slide in as easy because of the lead. So it's best if you shoot all these rounds out of a single shot 22, but very, very, very fun. Give you one more of these 20 grainers. These literally sound exactly like a PCP. It's amazing. I love them so much. Now I'm into PCPs. I don't need to shoot those anymore, but I keep them around at Mom's house, so I can do that if I want. You can see this 20-plus-year-old from the gun shop in Longview, Washington. Probably still in business, I would guess. Super fun little ammo. Highly suggest that. You can do some pest control super quietly in your yard. I used to shoot them in town. My parents don't live in town. They live out of town, kind of in the woods. Probably can't tell too much with all the trinkets, but yeah, that is my one of my AR-15s. This is my little plinker. I hope you enjoyed. Watch one of the other videos that pops up around here, and if you want to see more videos, subscribe or something. See ya.